When setting up a StreamNative BYOC or Bring Your Own Cloud cluster, and then turning on Lakehouse Storage, you're going to end up here in AWS at least with an S3 bucket that's going to have the words tiered storage in the name. Inside of that bucket, we're going to have an object with the cluster name, and then these are going to correspond to the tenants and namespaces where you've enabled the Lakehouse Storage. I'm going to take a look at mine called test tenant, test namespace, and then here we end up with a topic that we've been publishing messages to. It'll be divided into partitions and the index, and then here is where you can see your Parquet files. In this particular video, we want to now connect our Databricks workspace to these files so we can use this data inside of Databricks. I'm now inside of my Databricks workspace. I'm not going to go through the process of setting up your workspace, but what I want to do is connect this to the S3 bucket that's managed by StreamNative BYOC so I can use that data inside of my workbooks. If I go over to the catalog here on the left, and I go to external data, I'm going to go to external locations and say create location. I'll use the quick start and click next, and I'm going to paste in the bucket name that I had in S3, the S3 bucket that was created by StreamNative BYOC. So here I'll type in S3:// and the name of the bucket. Now I'm going to go deeper into this bucket once we start querying the data, but at this point I just need to paste in that first part, the bucket name itself. I'll say generate new token and then say launch in quick start. Here I'll go ahead and paste in my token, click acknowledge and say create stack. And we'll have to wait for the stack to get created. Once we've confirmed that the stack is created in AWS, I can head back to the Catalog Explorer and I should see it as one of the external locations. Moving over to my workspace, I'm going to create a new notebook where I'm going to paste in a SQL query that will create a new table based off of the data from my S3 bucket. I'm going to dig in a bit further by going into the object for the cluster, the tenant, the namespace, and the topic. And then there is more objects within there for the partitions, but I'm going to stop here at the input topic. Go ahead and execute that to create the table, which I then can reference. Once the table's been created, I can go back to my catalog. Going into my workspace and default, I should be able to see the table as the employees table under default. This is going to give me an overview of the different columns that are available. I can click on sample data to directly see the data. Here I know that the name field will have the name John in all of them, and I was testing this by incrementing the age so I would be able to see as the messages were sent. There's also a bunch of additional information that's related to the message itself. That's data that Pulsar stores inside of the S3 bucket along with the message itself. You can now use this data inside of Databricks.